go.
Hi guys, it's Dr. Jenny over at For Posit Fulshire, and Maddie and I are going to be talking about everything you need to know about spaying or neutering your dog.
Dr. Denny, what is the difference between dog spaying and neutering?
So they actually can mean the exact same thing. In the UK, you can use those terms interchangeably. Here in the United States, neutering is usually relating towards removing testicles off of a male animal, and then spaying is removing the reproductive organs of a female.
How does spaying or neutering impact the health and well-being of my pet?
Well, hopefully it allows makes them live longer. That's the goal, because they can get themselves into trouble when they have their parts. Male dogs will search a female up, an in-heat female up to miles away. And when they're doing that, there's roads that they're crossing. So there's male dogs that are intact that get hit by cars on the daily. Like, it's not something we necessarily see at this practice every day, but when I was working emergency, it was really common. And they were intact male dogs. And they got out of their yard, and the owner's like, well, I don't know why he usually doesn't do this. And I'm like, I'm gonna tell you why he wanted to do this. He was feeling some kind of way. And when we remove the hormonal influence there, our animals are less likely to roam. We also reduce the risk of cancer in a lot of cases, like dogs, prostate cancer, testicular cancer, prostate disease, female dogs, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, mammary cancer. There's a lot of benefits to spaying and neutering your dog. And also the big one, population control, right? Look at the ASPCA commercials we see on Christmas every year. And I can't even watch those commercials. They make me tear up. They pick the saddest looking pet and you just want to go adopt them all. There's a reason. Spay and neuter your pets.
How soon should I bring my pet in to see a veterinarian to get my dog spayed or neutered?
Well, hopefully you've been established with a veterinarian before time of spaying and neutering. You should have your pet, your puppy examined as soon as you get it, ideally. Most veterinarians will spay and neuter around 6 months of age, depending on size of dog. Sometimes that can vary. On my large breed dogs, I do like to wait a little bit longer and let the hormones do a little more influence on joints and bones. And I will say this, I'm not in one camp or the other. I kind of fall in the middle. You've got one camp of people that say that it doesn't matter if you spay them at 6 months, it doesn't matter what breed, whatever. And you've got another equally very passionate group that says, oh my God, if you spay them before this time, they're gonna have joint disease, hip disease, whatever. And there's studies too. There's, for every study that says one, there's a study that says the other. So I fall in the middle and I use common sense. Large breed dogs, where they're going to be over 80 pounds, I like to wait till about a year and a half. For my smaller dogs, really doesn't matter. Like my dogs that are, under 40, 50 pounds, even 60 pounds, I really haven't seen that much of a change in spaying or neutering. But my large breeds, for sure, I like to wait a little bit.
How will spaying or neutering affect my dog in the future?
So hopefully they'll live longer, which is good. It can reduce their metabolism, so we do need to watch their weight and cut their food back after they get spayed or neutered. But hopefully we have a healthier dog because of it.
What will my veterinarian need to know about my dog before spaying or neutering?
Well, we need to have a physical exam. We need to make sure that we haven't been spayed or neutered before. That's never happened to me, but I've heard of that happening, where you go in and maybe it's a stray that you found and you're looking for lady parts and no lady parts to be found because this dog was already spayed. So we want to make sure that the surgery hasn't even already been performed. We need to make sure that on a physical exam everything's normal. And we need to make sure that the expectations for what surgery is going to look like post-op and make sure the owner's expectations as well as budget are discussed.
How long will it take for my dog to recover from being spayed or neutered?
So anesthesia-wise, they're ready to go home within 3 to 4 hours, okay? Most of my patients go home that soon. I like them to get home sooner where it's less stressful, you recover better when you're at home. But for full recovery, 10 to 14 days.
What care should I be prepared to provide at home while my dog is recovering from their spay or neuter surgery?
Pain medications, okay? I don't care if you got it done at low cost. I don't care if you went to the shelter. I don't care if you got it here. Please give them their pain medications. There is a reason why human women, after they have ovarian hysterectomies, are in the hospital for a few days on IV pain meds. That shit hurts, okay? Neutering. For men that get vasectomies, it's painful. I don't care that your dog is not showing signs. I promise you, they've just had their body parts cut open, it hurts. Give them their pain meds. Keep it quiet, provide food and water, make sure no running or jumping. But the biggest one is just, pay attention to how they're feeling. If they look like they're not eating, if they're vomiting, if they're having diarrhea, please reach out to, a veterinarian and let us know. But those are going to be your highlights. All right, guys, thanks so much. Hope this helped answer some questions about spaying and neutering.